Welcome to the London Criminal Justice Service. OK, here's a question for you. Is crime getting better or worse in London? Your answer is probably influenced by what you've read in newspapers and seen on TV. But things are not always how they seem. In 2007-8, violence against people was at the lowest recorded level since 2003. Surprising, huh? In this film, we want to get away from the headlines and show you the facts about crime and what we're doing to improve justice in London. To deliver the results you want takes a lot of people from different organisations working together. Here are just some of them. Let's start with the people most of us turn to if we are victims and witnesses of crime: the police. There are three forces in London. The largest is the Met, which employs about 50,000 people across London. That's an awful lot of helmets and hats. The police are responsible for a dramatic rise in the number of criminals being brought to justice. Over 70,000 more offences were successfully tackled in 2007-8 compared to 2004-5.
Did you know every neighbourhood in London has a safer neighbourhood police team which is dedicated to tackling crime concerns of local people? That's usually things like antisocial behaviour and criminal damage.
Fact or fiction? Burglaries from homes have fallen by more than 20% in the last 6 years. Fact. Burglaries were down 21% in 2007-8 compared to yearly 2001-2 levels. Once the police have investigated a crime, it's down to the Crown Prosecution Service to decide whether anyone can be charged. They take the case through the courts and work with the police to get a successful conviction.
In London, each year we prosecute around 235,000 cases in the Magistrates' Court. Around 80% end in successful prosecution. More serious offences like rape and robbery are dealt with in the Crown Court. Around 70% of these prosecutions end successfully.
Did you know that every London borough has a dedicated witness care unit designed to take the stress out of attending court? There are a number of things that can be done to make giving evidence easier, like the use of live video link or giving evidence from behind screens.
The work of the courts is handled by the London Court Service. They run all the capital's courts, including 11 Crown Courts and 35 Magistrates' Courts and Youth Courts.
But did you know that judges, magistrates and prosecutors actively go out to the community in order to explain the judicial system?
People found guilty of all types of crimes can get referred to the probation service. Some offenders do a spot of gardening, maybe a bit of painting and decorating. It's a doddle, right? Right. Each year, London Probation supervises 1 million hours of compulsory unpaid work in the community, doing jobs like removing graffiti. And wrong. It's tough and demanding work, designed to punish offenders whilst giving something back to the community.
Our work aims to reduce reoffending and to protect the public. That's why we teach a range of skills to stop offenders from committing further crimes. I've seen some people really turn their lives around.
Yeah, but do community sentences work? Over 5 years, the frequency of reoffending for community sentencing has fallen by 10.7%. But does everyone think that courts are getting softer on crime? Take 100 people convicted of robbery. How many of those would you expect to be sent to prison instead of community payback or other court orders? 30%? 50%? 70%? 90%? Higher? The answer is 91%. The number of people sent to prison has increased by more than 10% in the last decade, and the average length of sentence has gone up too. We're not saying that sentencing is as tough as some of you may think it should be, just that it's tougher than the media might lead you to believe.
Prisons exist to punish and reform. Did you know that more than half of prisoners left school with no qualifications? A third have literacy skills of or below those expected of an 11-year-old. We work with employers and educators to give prisoners training and support. This encourages rehabilitation and prevents future victims.
Are you concerned about youth crime? The number of young people going to the court for the first time in London is now around 400 more than in 2000-2001. But there is better news. 900 fewer young people in London went to court for the first time in 2007-8 compared to 2006-7, and youth offences have not risen in the past 6 years. Still concerned about youth crime? We are. That's why we have youth offending teams in every London borough. These teams assess the needs of young people who have committed crimes or may do so. They provide programs that address problems that lead to young people offending, helping to keep them on the straight and narrow. Victim Support is an independent agency dedicated to offering practical and emotional help to all crime victims and witnesses.
Every criminal court in the country has a witness service managed by Victim Support. We try to help victims of crime by talking to them in their preferred language. In London, our volunteers offer advice in 40 different languages.
When do you think you were less likely to be a victim of crime? 1981 or 2008? 2008. The chances of being a victim of crime are at their lowest for more than 25 years. So, going back to our original question, do you think crime is getting better or worse in London? In 2008, London crime levels, including gun and knife crime, had fallen for the 6th year in a row. But statistics aren't everything. We know that how you feel about crime and justice ultimately comes down to your own personal experiences. But hopefully, this journey through the Criminal Justice Service has told you more about the work and true performance of the agencies who are working together for all of us to deliver and improve justice in London.